They were warned not to interfere with other alien cultures.
Phasers.
Welcome back. It's time for na 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 Batman. No, sorry, na 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 na. That one. Hello, welcome back. We're gonna watch some more Batman. Stars, what are we doing?
You know what? I'm so used to you playing that intro music on the wrong streams now that I'm like, wait, which one are we doing?
It's just so fun to put it at random occasions. What's that?
I mean, you're not wrong. No, like, I think you can do this a few more times. Why not?
Okay.
All right, gentlemen, we are watching 2 episodes of Batman 1966, and we're going to get the debut of probably the definitive Penguin, I'd say, although like there have been a good few versions of it, including recently. I've heard that new Penguin show is actually quite good. Yes. Starring most beloved Twilight Zone alum Burgess Meredith as the Penguin with the Burge. So this one, I haven't got a ton of trivia for this one. We can get into it a little bit later. But I want to just kind of like preface it with the knowledge that so Burgess Meredith was so well beloved that the show's writers made sure they always had a script featuring the Penguin ready, so that whenever he was available, he could just get in here. And I think he has something like 20 appearances. He is insanely popular, so I am very, very excited.
So the Riddler last time we did this kind of convinced me actually that was like the best version of the Riddler I've seen. Like he was really good for this campy, really stupid 1960s show. He was actually a really good villain. Like he was menacing and stupid at the same time.
He was giving it his all. Yeah, he had like that psychotic stupidity going on, which is kind of appropriate for a Batman villain.
I kind of think the villains of this are actually probably the lead attraction here.
Well, we've got Adam West as well. You can't downplay Adam West. I believe the first episode of the lot is called Fine Feathered Finks. Same director and writer as the previous episodes of Roy Butler and Lorenzo Semple. So I imagine we're probably going to get a similar flavor of downright insanity. This is, I have no idea what to expect here, but I'm excited. In fact, you know what? I can find out how to not expect, because we have IMDb summaries. Granted, they don't tell you as much as we would like, because we went into the last episode thinking, well, this is going to be some standard Batman fare, and then a woman fell into a nuclear pile. So you know,
I've actually forgotten. Like that's the least insane thing that happened last time.
I'm never going to forget that. So, the Penguin plots to manipulate Batman into inadvertently devising capers for him.
Sounds very similar to the last plot.
A little bit. Like, that one was about duping Batman into, like, getting subpoenaed to appear in court. Yeah. Which ended up going nowhere. And this one probably will do... We're going to go through, like, 15 different subplots, invent a new nation, a mammoth is going to get destroyed. Yeah. And some... I hope no one else falls into the nuclear pile. You can only do that so many times before you start getting really worried. But, gentlemen, pre-ratings...
Ooh. I'm high. I think I'm going to go with an 8. I'm already expecting Madcap Madness. I'm going to be entertained. We got the Burge. I'm going to go up there. I'm going to say an 8.
Okay, 8. You know what? I'm going to stick with. You know, I actually went with 6.66 as a nice little grounding thing last time, but I think I'm going to join you in popping that up to.
Yeah.
I'll be a slightly pessimistic and put it at 7.5, and then that's slightly sacrilege, going anywhere near a 7, but that's fine. Okay. Otto, what about you? What are you thinking? Because I know that you were a little bit hit and miss on this one when we watched the first episode.
You know, in real life, evil villains leverage lawsuits to perpetrate their evil deeds, but it's such a shit plot for a TV show. Like, it's the most boring thing. Imagine, I'm going to take you to court and litigate you. It's like, no, what? That's all, especially for a superhero thing. So,
yeah.
Luckily, that actually had no bearing on the rest of the episode, which, you know.
Maybe for the best.
Burgess Meredith is an acting god. Go watch our Twilight Zone. We did 3 Twilight Zone episodes with him. He plays vastly different characters in each of them. He really is a wonderful actor. I'm going to go strong with a 9, I think.
Ooh.
I don't think Burgess is going to let us down. Not in his debut.
I don't think so either. I think we're going to be going for something strong here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited.
Shall we get on with it then, gentlemen? Okay, so
I think we just cracked the whip and let's get in.
it on. Spool up your gramophones, your old TV, transport back to the 1960s, and watch over the shoulder of your dad's 5-inch black and white CRT television. We are starting in
Lord.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Punch it.
Kazow.
Hey, they stole our intro.
Hang on. I'm not seeing.
I'm not getting a video.
No, I'm not getting video either. Let me try and fix this.
You idiots! You've stolen the audio commentary!
We have. Why is there no video on this? Let me bear with me a second. Also, I think I'm piping that through to stream as well. No, I wasn't. Let me just.
Like, yeah, like stream can see, but we can't.
At least we checked ahead of time.
Yes.
Yes,
Sure I
yes,
did.
professionalism, right?
Let me just check this.
Overtime brings up a good point. It is weird to imagine calling a baby Burgess. You know, it's like when you call,
Okay.
like when someone's called Todd. Someone is only ever a Todd when they're a kid. Like, knowing an adult Todd feels weird.
I have a friend
No,
who is a
that's-
Todd.
Maybe it's a country thing. I know a couple older Todds, such as
I
Tony.
don't know.
Tony, yeah,
You know.
sadly, Tony. Right. Okay. I think we're ready this time.
I think his brother was named Burge, but he's like, this kid is so much more Burge than his brother. He's Burgess, and that's where it came from.
You're burgeoning.
Burgeoning on greatness.
Oh dear. Okay. Let's not. There's enough puns coming up. We don't need to fill it for more.
You're
All
not wrong.
Let's go in.
All right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, Batman. Oh, there we go. Good.
There you go.
Very soft.
Yeah, sorry, I just turned up.
I need to hear this in full audio.
Just before 9 o'clock.
I love the sprightly music.
Sunny morning.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. This is the nicest Gotham City I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
entire life.
Look at all this colour.
Yeah. It's filmed in color. They did say so.
Technicolor.
Technicolor.
The city seems to be carefree and serene.
Comic Sans font.
But
Oh my
let's
God, it
keep
is.
Our eyes on these little rascals.
Oh, the little rascals. We're watching that.
All right, folks,
They're stealing
hurry,
rectangles?
hurry.
Oh.
Here you are, free umbrellas. Win yourself a prize. Win yourself a prize on the inside. These umbrellas
Oh, hang on.
are free.
Hang on, sorry.
Have an umbrella in order to win.
Ding. There we go. Is that Vincent Price?
No. I believe that's Alexander Darcy, I believe.
Oh wow.
Alexander City.
Well, although we will be getting Vincent Price later on,
Oh,
so...
really? Oh wow.
Oh yeah, he's the villain. Oh dear.
They had that sign up for 12 seconds.
They made some bank. Well,
Wow.
not bank, but they got a result. Who is this guy?
Definitely.
Oh my god. Why did you open your umbrellas? Or they were rigged to go, I guess?
Yeah. It also seems not very safe to put sparklers inside an umbrella.
I have to wonder
think
about health and
that's the
safety
point.
on this show.
No, but I mean just in a general production way.
Oh,
Yeah. It's fine. All that ash is asbestos.
slide whistle, the first one of the episode.
Oh my god.
Waddling.
Well, that was a smart decision now, wasn't it? I give up.
He's supposed to be Irish.
Well, he's Chief O'Hara, so I assume so, yeah. No, it doesn't get more tropey than the Irish police captain, now does it?
Effort to rep. Born in San Francisco, California. That's what I thought.
Wayne Manor.
His youthful award. It's like I was.
I think they need the narrator to pop in like in Twilight Zone.
Like Rod Serling, yeah.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, he reminds me so much of Christopher Reeve.
Yeah. I hate French. World peace. All right then. Like,
Just knock her down.
Why does everyone call him by his full name?
He is so tall.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Spock.
He sounds shocked, all right.
I like how it's like, oh yeah, I have to have secret identities. Put their names on the bat poles. Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
Don't slide down the
His
dick hole.
bruise. Yeah, you'll get a dick bruise.
Oh boy. I'm still confused about the intended audience.
It's us.
Yeah, okay,
Oh,
good.
hi, can you still hear the episode sound?
He shouldn't do. No, I've turned it off now.
Okay, yeah.
I saw that then.
We're saying it's Bop.
There's a reason it's one of those songs that are culturally
Ingrained, yeah.
everywhere.
Or someone got paid $15 for writing the intro.
Yeah, probably.
Never got a penny from royalties.
Yeah. God knows how they changed into their costumes. That's fine.
That's like a Wallace and
The
Gromit
set
situation.
pays for itself.
Yeah.
Stock footage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's
Stock
how you make this
footage.
movie on a budget. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, there he is, the
Burgess
boy.
Meredith. How's my mic sounding, by the way? I've got a new mic. It's alright.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
I can't hear it over the Batman jingle.
Robert Butler.
There we go. Don't get your cape caught in the door, Dick.
No, Robin.
Maybe not.
Yeah, it's like your career commissioner.
Yeah, actually.
That's quite good. I like that.
That's San Francisco Irish.
One of those old, an Albany expression. Helicopter. Oh wow, that's how you know this is 1960s.
Oh yeah, we certainly reform them here in the States.
Yeah.
Ooh.
ADR.
Ooh.
Is there a black character in there by
Oh,
any
it's
chance?
Truman Show.
Yeah, a little bit.
What? That seems complicated. It's gonna be Penguin, isn't it?
Oh my god. I love that it's oh why is he in tails in the suit in the cell?
There you go, he's answered your question.
Oh my
Progressive policies.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, real acclimatized.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Sound phonology.
Released.
Climb.
He's got the wettest delivery of any actor. You know what I mean?
Really does,
It's
yeah.
like he's choking on his own spittle at all times.
Mm.
He just needs like a crooked cigar, and I'm there.
Oh, he's basically got it.
Mm.
This guy with the domino mask. We
Coin?
coined Will, yeah.
This guy's a schmuck.
It's good that they've given them just the whole plot.
Yeah, I like how they have multiple camera angles inside this.
Oh yeah.
And it tracks them like what?
Yeah. Amazing cinematography.
It's a camera crew.
Oh,
Holy spider web.
Hey, look how they keep addressing these plot holes.
So you knew who he was plotting, but you let him out.
Yeah, no, you let this fly and released him. Oh my god.
Why? Oh, why?
Uh-huh.
He did destroy prison property. Don't be a fret about it, chump.
This is actually how I imagine my government solves crimes.
Well, he's not going to. I was going to say he's not going to call it the Penguin.
KG bird.
Oh my god. And yet you guys couldn't solve it, so well done. They slid those chairs out. Those aren't meant to slide.
That's the Bat Van. Superior umbrellas.
Oh, I'm loving this.
Oh, it's Hawkeye.
Oh my
shit.
god. The Avengers are here.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Actually, this is awesome.
Better than Alexa. To swoop?
Gosling.
Ryan.
Carry on to the exit.
Sorry, can we just talk about that? But out, dude. There it is.
I like the cooing in the background.
Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah, get that ray projection going.
Criminal.
Yeah, actually.
This reminds me of a bad Star Trek admiral.
A little bit.
You could just put the brakes
What?
on.
What the fuck?
That's not how momentum works.
Oh, I love it.
Those cuts are so shit.
Yeah, that was awful.
What?
But that dust,
Yeah, don't breathe it in.
Pure unfiltered asbestos. Much safer. Guys, you're saying your plan out loud, by the way.
Did it just bite him?
probably.
I like how he's got his name on his shirt.
Just in case he forgets who he is.
Yeah, more Dutch
Secret
angles.
elevator to umbrella shop.
It's odd. His face was kind of obscure there. Usually they would catch that.
He's got the wobble.
He waddled into the
Yeah.
elevator.
Yeah, it's so good. The cagey bird.
Mm-hmm. Burgess Meredith and talking with a cigarette in his mouth. Name a more iconic duo.
You're not wrong.
He's got you there.
Yeah, he's
His
not
monocle's
wrong.
like glued into his eye.
Yeah.
Guys, he can hear you.
That's great. Not just regular crime.
Super crime. Man, he is mugging it. He is mugging.
Dude, he makes such a great Willy Wonka.
Oh.
Mm.
That was Sparrow.
Rooftop umbrella launcher.
What?
Okay. What? Okay. Okay. What?
That's fine. It's already landed.
No one cares.
Yeah, this is like,
Not a single fuck given.
it's Gotham City. Like, what do you expect?
Gadgets.
Yeah.
That sucker's huge.
The fact that they just built a giant umbrella, like I love prop work for shows like this.
Yeah, dude, the Batman prop
Immaculate.
guys can write their own ticket after this series.
Mm.
Oh, look at that wire work.
Oh yeah.
That's great. That's actually
Incredible
kind of
grip
clever.
strength.
That's kind of clever, actually, if you think about it, because they'd have to tilt the background as well.
Mm. I mean, yeah, sure, we were gonna, but
Yeah.
thanks for your permission.
I'm new.
Well,
What's going
it's
on?
Batman.
Oh yeah, sped up.
Oh yeah. Because as I recall, they had to film it going out of the thing at like relatively slow to normal pace because it's like a concept car.
Oh god, yeah, don't fall into the pile, Alfred.
Oh, he's cleaning what's her name off the sides of them.
Oh look, they install safety. There you go.
Wow, continuity! Holy shit!
Oh my god. There's more continuity here than in Voyager.
Hyperspectral.
Dude, that's some
Hyperspectral
TOS
catalyzer.
computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
Working.
Secret writing
Chemo
detector.
Incredible.
Why is he? Okay, never mind. You know what? Why am I asking questions?
I don't understand why you're asking questions.
Why is your car turning?
Bling.
Yeah, why is it turning?
Look, listen.
Oh, it's rotating it back into place so that it'll be able to
Okay.
launch straight away. Okay.
Oh my god.
What? They're bugs.
What was that voiceover though?
Don't worry
ADR.
about it.
It's made out of chocolate. That's technically illegal. You need a license and some sort of authority.
Was
to
it
spy on
illegal back
people.
then?
Probably not. Is this pre or post Watergate?
Pre.
Mm.
Ingenious.
That's like Batman wit.
Look at him, so dapper.
That he is well turned out, to be fair.
I like how he runs an honest business on the side.
He's an actual genuine umbrella fanatic, yeah.
Dude, this is so James Bondy. Like, I'm expecting
really
him to
is.
turn on his watch and... What?
What
Why
just
did
happened?
the lamp fall over?
I think
I
they
guess
just
there's
missed...
a bug detector.
Hey.
Oh, more asbestos.
Yeah.
How come it didn't knock out the other two guys? What?
Don't worry about it.
Boss.
Rival in the umbrella world.
Ooh.
Has he gone into rigor mortis?
Okay.
Yeah. There it is. All right, what kind of death trap are we gonna?
Penguin has his own nuclear pile.
Oh, smart crooks.
You beat me.
Oh, the slowest conveyor belt of all time.
Yeah, for real. Like,
Don't watch it. Yeah. Okay.
No, never.
Actually, I think the Austin Powers laser crotch beam is probably slower.
10,000 degrees.
I don't think that's correct.
No.
Okay. Well, this is where we go into. Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Holodeck, where we are indeed removing the time code from the screen because I forgot to turn it off. But also, we've just watched Batman's Season 1, Episode 3, Fine Feathered Finks, featuring one young Meredith Burgess. Stars. What did we watch?
Burgess Meredith.
Burgess, yeah. That's the
Burgess
one.
Meredith.
Yeah. Meredith Meredith, yeah. What did we just watch? I feel like this was actually quite tame compared to the last two.
No one dropped into a nuclear reactor yet.
They actually had safety.
That.
They addressed something in continuity. It's like, careful, Alfred, don't fall into the reactor. No, it's fine. I've engaged the safety lock. Like that's.
I really do wish he'd been pulling a skeleton out. I really do wish.
We have engaged the Burge.
Yes.
The Burge. So this is a very... It's different in format. This is a lot less madcap and a lot less insane. It's a lot more concise.
I wouldn't say a lot less. A little less.
I don't know. The last one was really, really stupid. Just like jumping from the Moldavian cake exploding to the Riddler subpoenaing Batman. Like, this is relatively tame in comparison. And a fun bit of trivia. Probably the reason for that is this is actually based heavily on a story that had recently debuted in the comics called Partners in Plunder. There's an addition in the second part of the thing, which basically is a new subplot that they add to that story, but otherwise it's very closely adhering to that comic book story.
Oh, so that's wild, actually, considering.
Yeah, no, it's... If you think about it, like 1966, and they were directly adapting comic book stories, like, people... There's a big conversation to be had nowadays about how accurately or how inaccurately they adapt characters, but like Batman 66 back there, it's like, no, we're just going to wholesale do that entire story with the addition of the Burge, who I think we had to talk about because like Adam West was great here, but Ward was himself, but this was dominated by the Penguin. I kind of want to just like hear you gush about how good he was, because he was really good in this episode.
Well, first of all, I'd like to call back to our introductory Batman episode where Idol asked, do you think they knew they were writing a comedy? Yeah. I think they have a fairly good idea at this point what they're writing.
Yeah, I will say this is definitely played for laughs more than anything.
Burgess Meredith is just a brilliant actor. I said during the watch long, he's got the wettest delivery of anyone you've ever heard. He's always like spitting out the words and
so moist,
like choking on his own spittle. I wish I'd written down some of the lines, but it just works because it. Okay, so his sidekicks, Sparrow, and what was the other guy's name? They're written on their chest. Hawkeye. They wore shirts like they got them on Etsy with their names on them just so they could remember who they were. And they had like just terrible delivery, flat delivery. I don't know. You almost expect or suspect it was on purpose next to Burgess so he'd look even more brilliant, but he just blew everyone out of the water. Even Adam West is fairly tame when he's playing Bruce, because he's like a suave. Is he a billionaire in the original?
I think at this point, inflation means he would be a millionaire.
He's just wealthy. Okay.
The Austin Powers $1 million. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's not nearly as madcap as his alter ego, but Penguin has no such restrictions. So, just and you said before we started that they wrote episodes just for Burgess. That's not the only series that's happened in. Other people write stuff. Rod Serling wrote stuff just for Burgess Meredith, and he ends up being in 1/6 of Batman episodes. So 1 out of every 6 is going to be a Penguin.
Nice.
That's crazy.
That's a good ratio.
Yeah.
But it's like you can kind of see why. Like he has just such an instant charisma. He's almost mugging to the camera. But the thing is that like
literally the camera's in his what?
Yeah, literally. But it's like I don't feel like he's like. Because so often with comic book media, especially nowadays, you get this kind of thing of, oh, I'm not going to take it seriously. It's just a thing I'm doing for the money or whatever. He feels like he's genuinely just having fun. And I feel like you don't do 20 episodes of 120 out of 120, the 1/6 ratio you mentioned, if you aren't having at least a little bit of fun. And there's just so much he's doing with like physicality. It's not just like the waddling, like the way he's moving that cigarette. Just the costuming on him is great. Like I actually only just noticed like toward the end of the episode that like it's not a white shirt he's wearing. It's like kind of like a downy top, like the belly of a penguin, which is a really nice little touch. The little bits of pink just as like to accent it and like give him that little pop of flavor, even though he's very formally dressed. I imagine like the costume design had a lot of fun working on him. And like the monocle, which like I'm not sure if that was glued in or if he just has really incredible eye control. But he was just knocking it out of the park. Although
he was wearing tails in prison. That's how dedicated he was to the.
Yeah, that's progressive penal policy.
I was
right
gonna say,
there.
can we talk about the guy who's just like, yes,
Penology.
Yeah, he was just like, oh, careful now. He was like, yes, I encourage all of my inmates to dress how they like before they're released. Oh yes, I encourage all of my inmates to just relax and then it's like, oh, he's having a plot. He's like, where did I go so wrong? It's like his whole system was like elevated and reduced in the entire scene. I bet we never see him again.
Probably not, but you know what? He probably got fired after the bad job he did here. Now, Idol, I'm going to cue you up because...
Holy sardine! He's not landing any punches. Hand me down the shark repellent bat spray.
It's a tiny bit richer blend than you're used to, but you'll learn to love it.
I want to get right into best gag because I think, like, I have not seen you, Idol, react quite as strongly as when you saw the communications, like, thing for the carrier pigeons.
It was such...
And you saw that it had a designated in and out with, like, beeping, like light bulbs.
It was like one of their kids' science projects was to, like, go, right, when I put the pigeon in this one, a little red light comes up, and specific entrance and exit for the pigeons, rather than just going, like, what most people do is, like, and away you go. No. And the fact that the guy put his hand in later and the pigeon was biting him like some sort of feral animal. It was just, but the thing is, like, it wasn't addressed. It was just like something on the side. It's like, oh yeah, pigeon entrance, off it goes. Like lots of little background gags that kind of remind me of like Airplane and the Naked Gun kind of humor, like stuff you notice in the 4th or 5th watch. There's what, I love that
like
joke.
That's why this feels a little bit more restrained from the first one, because they're not making as many jokes like outright and going for punchlines. They're going for more humor like that. So would you say that was your favorite gag?
I'd say so,
because there was a lot to choose from. Yeah,
I'd say it's my best gag. I like that.
Otto, what about you? Best gag.
Incidentally, Warden Crichton appears in 9 episodes of Batman,
wow, okay.
So we have
nice.
more blundering incompetence to look forward to. I'm going to steal 2 because one of them's not really a gag. But my best gag is we get a little bit of serialization here where they install a safety rails on the nuclear reactor pit. And Alfred is like vacuuming up the remnants of what's her name from the last episode.
Yeah.
Molly. Yeah, R.I.P. So that was pretty funny. And then the other one was not really a gag, but so they get there just in time at whatever, it was a jewelry store, I think. They were going to pull a heist. There's a bunch of exploding umbrellas. They get there just in time. They throw it in a metal tin, cover it with an asbestos blanket, and then just stand there at close range and watch it explode. They're like, surely this asbestos blanket will protect us. And then all the smoke it creates probably killed all of them within like 20 years. So it did more damage than the actual umbrellas.
That's
but
the real heist.
those two gags stood out to me.
I think for me, I'm probably gonna have to go for just like that section with Penguin and that random goon in the cell, because it's not just like the gag of why the fuck are you wearing tails in prison. And it's like, oh, it's part of my progressive penal policies. It's like, okay, you fucking idiot. And then it's just like the fact that like it's like you pointed this out, that it's slowly tracking them and zooming in. Cinematography on this.
I mean, Star Trek
one
has very
camera
much been
covered up
accused
by
of
a
doing
spider's web.
No, they had multiple
yeah.
cameras set up in there. One from above and then one from like eye level. It was great.
And then just like Burge. I think what they're going on with, because you mentioned that the delivery on the goons is a little bit flat, and I absolutely think it has to be intentional, because they're played like your typical like New York gangsters, like wise guy type thing, right? And I feel like there's something very similar in Goldfinger, where there's a sequence where there's like a load of like New York gangsters who finance Goldfinger's plot to break into Fort Knox, and they're all very, very stereotypical. And then you've got Goldfinger, the big ostentatious supervillain, and I feel like that's a similar kind of like tool of like, here's your normal crook, here's the super crime, here's your ridiculous guy. And funnily enough, it actually kind of reminded me a bit of Voyager, because there was a bit of acting trivia that they came up with, which is that apparently actors on Voyager, the main cast, were told to act a little bit more subdued compared to on TNG and DS9, because the idea was they wanted to accentuate the alien qualities and made sure that the aliens appeared a bit more larger than life in comparison. So I don't know if I'm grasping at straws here, but I thought
what Garrett Wong told you?
Going with Penguin. Well, you know, take that with a pinch of salt. Yeah. But no, I think that bit was genuinely hilarious. Just like so dialed into the dumb comic book logic of like Batman, and just kind of like, I don't think Arkham Asylum and the revolving door on it was a thing yet in the comics, but it feels very reminiscent of like, that's the kind of justice system that creates these kind of stupid criminals that do this dumb bullshit. Oh my god. But speaking of, let's move on.
In an age when that technology should be able to clothe and feed all of them, they should live like this.
You have failed this city.
I just wanted to say that I'm really
sorry?
Yeah. Woo! I did it.
Let's do our customary Gotham temperature check, because I don't know, like, again, we're not getting like any of the wide-scale massacres of the later Batman movies.
It seems fine. I mean, the worst that happens is you pick up an umbrella, a free umbrella, which, you know, fair play to like Gotham with its amazing like amount of umbrella manufacturers. Apparently, it's high in demand for.
They have at least 3 umbrella factories in Gotham City.
Like that's key exports of Gotham is crime and umbrellas.
Not just that, 3 are created in the last 3 days.
Yeah,
like Penguin last came out of prison. Crazy.
Yeah, he set up the shell companies so they wouldn't be able to track him. He's one step ahead.
But yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, the worst can happen is you pick up an umbrella and it slightly sparkles and gives you some sort of asbestos poisoning, and you know, well, there you are. So it's still colourful, it's still vibrant. People are going about their day. Giant umbrellas falling out the scene, and no one really gives a shit. So I think we're okay. This is a bit safer than the last episode.
Yeah, I feel like there's been no explosions at a diplomatic incident. Like the only people who are in peril are Batman and/or Robin at any one time. Like, the only person in peril throughout this entire thing is Batman at the very end, going toward the furnace that we promise is 10,000 degrees. We promise.
10,000 degrees. Yeah.
Well, the fires of hell will consume him.
Well, now, the asbestos smoke is certainly dangerous for the citizens of Gotham, but, as they say when in Rome, I detected no sense of urgency when this giant orange umbrella descended from the heavens and crushed a vehicle. People had just calmly walked around it. They're like, oh, just another day in Gotham. So if they're not concerned, I'm not concerned. So I'll say it's fine living in Gotham in this episode.
I also just kind of realized, like, have we seen Gotham even at night?
Don't think we have, no.
No, they probably have to do weird stuff with filming to get the lighting right. So
yeah, exactly. So it's like that probably contributes to the fact that every other Batman bit of media feels like Gotham exists perpetually at night, and meanwhile here it's just a bright, colorful day. It's like you were handing out umbrellas, and I'm like, why? There doesn't even be there's no clouds in the sky, for God's sake. Oh dear.
This big umbrella has convinced everyone they need one on them at all times.
See, here's the thing: if Penguin had just gone into actual genuine umbrella manufacturing, he probably would have been fine. Like, I don't understand quite what his
he ran a legit business, which was hilarious. And crime is just a side project for him.
He's genuinely interested by that antique umbrella. He was like, "Ooh." Like, if Bruce hadn't gone to bug the establishment, he probably would have gotten a pretty decent servicing on that umbrella.
Could have developed a rapport, been good friends.
Who knows? Oh, you know what? I also want to give a shout out to that section near the beginning of the episode, where Robin is like fighting against the idea of having to do French practice. It's like, when am I ever going to need to use French? And then Bruce is like, I'm surprised at you, Dick. Learning other languages is the key to universal peace. And then he's like, oh, shucks, Bruce, I guess I'll do it. And oh my God. It's like,
wish my children were that easy to convince.
Right? Like,
I think we need like a new segment, your favorite Burt Ward moment, because that would really stretch our imagination. Trying to find a moment where he's actually helpful or useful in each episode.
Well, Batman does a lot to fluff him up in this episode, where he's like, you're helping, I promise. You have exactly the right idea. It's like, oh, bugs, holy haberdashery. It's like, again, it's the catchphrase, and he's good for putting in peril, but hard to see the appeal, really. I don't know if we're going to get a big breakout Robin moment.
Do we get Nightwing in this at all, or is this well in advance?
Fuck no, that was 20 years later.
Actually, dude, I kind of want to watch Knight Rider now on the holodeck, because you guys would enjoy it. Hasselhoff is he has a big ego, but he delivers a Knight Rider. I can say that much.
That's a Knight Rider.
That's a Knight Rider. That's exactly what you promised. All right. I have to.
Swear to me.
And I swear.
I don't even have anything locked and loaded for this segment. I just love that transition.
What was this section again?
All right,
It's just the most memorable part of the episode.
Oh, okay.
Well, you
kind of our bread.
I swear I must have been asleep during physics class, because I didn't realize that what were they not umbrellas? When the things ejected from the back of the Batmobile, those parachutes ejected, causing a negative inverse thrust. They immediately stopped on a dime, turned around, and hauled ass out of there. I'm like, wow, that must have been high quality fabric that they used in those. Because
when they filmed that, they knew they were filming a comedy. There is no way that they were straight-facedly this is how physics works.
No one's going to pay attention. Yeah, it'll be fine.
It was almost like stop motion. That sort of
photography. A little bit.
Because they turn the car 10 degrees, and then there's another cut, and they turn it again. It's like they couldn't get it all in one take, so they had to keep cranking it.
To be fair, I can't imagine that car can do particularly good 3-point turns.
Yes, really low turn in circles, nothing but the parachute. When you go for driver training, and that was usually in the test we would do a 3-point turn, but today parachutes.
Idle, what do you swear?
I swear that I'm gonna need some sort of in and out system for my cats after seeing the pigeon, and I'm going to devise an input and exit only with a red light. So I swear that having that kind of convoluted system just to release a pigeon into the air is definitely on my mind right now. That's taken 2 awards. That one is
it genuinely is just it's such a simple gag, is having everything just labeled. Just the stupidity of labeling everything, but it gets me every time.
But,
Every time.
but even the pigeon thing, it could just be like a hatch for the pigeon. It doesn't, and this is what gets me. Is like it's specifically an in and an out, like the pigeon knows.
Well, you got to have an inbox and an outbox, just like you do with Hotmail.
Well, that's true. That's true, I suppose.
So, in chat, Overtired says the median latency for asbestos poisoning is something like 32 years. So I went ahead and looked 32 years from this episode. What happened? Let's see. President Bill Clinton impeached for his scandal with Monica Lewinsky. Google was created. There's a big one.
Wow.
Elton John was knighted by Queen Elizabeth. And George Michael was arrested for a lewd act in a public bathroom in Beverly Hills. So there's your 32 years of asbestos poisoning at work. That must have been the cause of... I should probably vet these things before I read them out on the stream.
I can't believe that caused the presidential scandal of 1998.
Yeah, well.
Beautiful. I swear that Burgess Meredith is a treasure. I literally knew like nothing about him before we did Twilight Zone, and now I just look at his face and I see his sparkly little eyes, and I'm just like, you're a treasure of a man. And I was looking through his IMDb and his Wikipedia page, and he has like a ridiculously detailed like filmography. Like he was doing like hard work for like 50, 60 years. Just tremendously storied actor. Oh my god. Oh yeah, if you want a tiny little bit of trivia, by the way, so the insect listening devices were likely based on a popular toy at the time by Mattel called Creepy Crawlers. So the user poured a substance called Plastigoop into molds, and then after heating them in the device's oven, it produced rubbery miniature insect toys, which, given the state of like 50s and 60s toy manufacturing, was probably radioactive or had some kind of carcinogen.
Just heat up this plastic.
Whatever you do, don't eat it. Yeah, plastic goop.
We thought drinking lead was like the worst it got. No, the 60s had much worse chemicals in store.
Yeah, so you just see on the side, manufactured the same place they made Agent Orange. Like,
Jesus,
made with bits of real Molly.
Oh, God. Whatever you do, don't look up pictures of what happened to people with radium jaw. Oh, Jesus. All right.
We're getting a little dark. Okay. Getting a little dark, fellas.
Asbestos was a plot point. I don't know. It's hard to avoid. Well, you know what? I think we should probably scurry on and deliver our...
I can show you my rating code.
Schiller rating 3.5. Associational rating norm -3. That's much too low a rating.
Just not accustomed to seeing an unsatisfactory rating on a member of my crew.
Actually, the Wizard of Oz, for the snow in that movie, they just used asbestos. Just pure asbestos. So, anyways.
The best asbestos.
That's no good. No asbestos. No bestos. Gentlemen, how many pioneering and progressive prison policies out of 10 would you like to
I had one.
What's your one? You might be better than mine. Yeah, let me hear it.
All right, mine actually is an ode to two different things. One, Dan, who couldn't be here with us, and he likes his alliteration. Two, have you guys seen the Rocky and Bullwinkle show?
No.
I think I've seen a few episodes here and
there. The old cartoon. At the end, they tell you next week's episode, but they always give you two titles. Like, it's Love Potion Robbery or Cupid's Caper. They give you like two different ones to pick from. So my rating was going to be... How many aviary acronyms or the Penguin's Penology?
I'll put both in.
You know what? That's good alliteration.
Aviary
because they call him KG Bird. You mean he's KG Bird? I'm like, oh my god, this is Robin. Get off my screen.
So was it Avery acronyms, or what was the other one?
Aviary acronyms or the Penguin's Penology.
Penguin's Penology,
which is actually just one long title.
Awesome. Make sure that penology is spelled correctly, otherwise we will get in trouble.
It's spelled. Anyway.
All right. Idle. How many Penguins, penologies, or Avery acronyms would you like to give this one out of 10?
I'm gonna give this a cool 7 pioneering and progressive prison policies that have Avery acronyms with the Penguins penology. It was okay. It was good. No laugh out loud moments. No too many like what's going on, a cohesive plot that didn't go too batshit
You're like, I
insane.
didn't sign up for this.
I know. It was entertaining. I'm going to go for a modest 7. I enjoyed that.
Perfectly cromulent.
I want to watch part 2. I want to know how Batman gets out of this, and the more ludicrous, the better. And if Robin just turns up and unties him, I'm going to be very disappointed.
You want actual penguins to come in and free him, really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past this show. Otto, how many penguin spellonologies or Avery acronyms out of 10 would you like to give this episode?
So it occurs to me that there's 120 episodes, but they're all in pairs.
Yes.
The Warden shows up in 9. Bird shows up in 21. So what are they doing there? They just show up in first half and not the second, I guess, in one of these or something like that.
Or maybe it's a case of like there's a big team up episode where it's like the entire Rogues Gallery and he shows up in the second half. Maybe I could see that being the case.
Okay. It was less frenetic than the last episode, which was actually, I think, to its detriment, because they still did a lot of stupid shit, but the tidal wave of weirdness in the last one was actually irresistible. Like you had to bow to its absurdity, and this one was a little more grounded. It was, I don't know, when Burge was on screen, all is well with the world. That's like 9.5. All his scenes, just watching him literally chew the scenery and the props. The rest of the time, it was like whatever. I don't want to hear about the Warden, reforming his convicts. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Where did I go wrong?
Slave labor, blah blah blah. What did I say? What I'm giving this, or am I just keep talking? I give it a 6. Aviary acronyms for the Penguins penology out of 10. I think it's definitely watchable. I probably wouldn't flip the channel, but it didn't really grab me outside of Burge. Yeah, I think the Burge lifted it up.
Yeah, I agree. I think we highballed this one a little bit. We went with like a 7.5, an 8, and a 9 for Otto. And I think that's because we were expecting kind of the previous episodes like pacing and ridiculousness, and this was pared down a little bit. So I'm kind of wondering, is that because this is based on one of the comic book stories and like the rest of the show's original material is going to be more ridiculous? Or is it a case of that original episode was a bit of an anomaly? And I kind of don't know which one I want. I kind of want that to have been the temple, this to be the anomaly, and it only gets more ridiculous than this. That being said, I gave this a 7.5. I'm pretty happy with a 7.5. Yeah. It didn't have any ridiculous laugh out loud moments, but I was laughing, I was smiling. I was having a good time watching Burge on screen. Adam West is great. Everyone's incredibly well dressed. It's a nice looking show. Like I think it's pretty well produced. There was only one or two instances where I was like, "Oh, that camera shot could have been a bit better." Where like they were obscuring Burge Meredith on screen. And guess what? You should never do that ever.
Yeah, it was a little odd, that blocking. He was standing behind some like sculpture or something while he was talking, and that's like one of the cardinal sins of television. So.
Otto says, "Fine for the Dinks is the most grounded take on Batman yet." You're not wrong.
So far.
So far.
I tried.
7.5.
I was talking to my sister this week. I tried to describe the plot of the first 2 episodes. It was fun. It was an exercise.
Well, this episode comes in at a 6.8 average, so it is not our worst one. It's better than the first episode we watched, but not as good as last time's madcap adventure.
It's hard to top. We've come a long way since the Moldavian president's exploding prickly and cake. Like that, a line like that doesn't come along every episode. We can only hope.
Okay. If you're on stream, stick about. We're going to watch episode 4 in a moment. For everyone else, catch us back up in another week, and we'll have our next review of what's the next episode, Stars?
So the next episode, gentlemen, is the Penguins are Jinx. The dynamic duo are tricked into the planning of the Penguins' next crime, but the supervillain adds his own twist, which feels like it's pretty much the same summary as the first episode. So thanks, IMDb.
I feel like someone was lacking imagination over there. Okay,
a little bit.
Join us next time for some more Batman. No. Wait, what was our thing at the end? We have a stay Robin?
Groovy?
Stay groovy? Yeah. I don't know. Who knows? Bye. Right.
Stay on. That one sucked, by the way.
I'll be back. Oh, no, neighbour, we're staying. We'll be back in a minute.
I should probably look up the trivia. I should look up the trivia ahead of time. Batzuka. I don't want to spoil myself, so maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah, no, I was also like, I'm going to spoil myself a little bit on some of the details because, like, I need to do the trivia. But guess what? That's my cross to bear.
Goofs. Penguins' giant magnet traps Batman and Robin by attracting their metal utility belts, but doesn't seem to have any effect on the metal in Penguin's umbrella and cigarette holder. All right, we got our own comic book nerd writing the IMDb goofs for Batman.
I hope someone got fired for that blunder.
Yeah, exactly. All right, if we're still doing pre-ratings, I think I'm just going to go off whatever photos IMDb puts up for the episode listing and get vibes off of that.
If it's nothing but pictures of the Burge, then it'll be a 9.
Leslie Parrish. I feel like I know her from something. She kind of looks like Barbara
these people
Eden
have very
in this.
60s faces.
Yeah, there were a couple. The one goon at the beginning. Oh, it wasn't Sparrow. Who was the other bird?
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye was on a couple Andy Griffiths, so I did know him from that.
Right. Hello.
Sex and the Single Girl, 1964. I'm surprised they can get away with that title back then.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
What was episode 4 called?
The
Penguin's a Jinx.
Overtired thinks that the Penguin planned ahead and there was no metal in either of those things. Like, I suppose he could have had like non-magnetic materials in his umbrella and his cigarette holder. I could see him. He's a prepared man.
I mean, he was fixing up the plot holes as we went along in the first episode. So
yeah, that was kind of wild. Like every other episode, hey, why don't they? And then it's like they explain it.
Oh, Star Trek. Oh, she plays Carolyn Palamas in Who Mourns for Adonai.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Or Adonais.
Adonais? Right, are you ready for some?
Adonais.
Cool.
Well, hold on, are we pre-rating these or not?
Hang on.
We are pre-rating.
Wait, because we've got to start it properly. Back with more Batman. It's time for the Penguins a Jinx. Okay, you carry on.
Make it feel more like a formality next time, why don't you?
Sorry. Yes. Have to put the stingers in.
Have to put the stingers in. So yeah, we're back in with the second part. Do we feel like this is going to be more ridiculous or at the same level of grounded?
Oh,
I don't feel yeah.
I feel like it has.
I feel like in the second, they set the stage and then they just ramp it up from there. So
that's true. Yeah, because like the first episode like, set us up with like the Sabina plot, and then the second one had someone dying in a nuclear reactor. So there was definitely an escalation. Never forget. Well,
the postage stamps that outpace most third world currencies.
Yeah, the Dow Jones Industrial Index. Otto, what's your pre-rating for this episode? You went with a 9 for the last one.
yeah, I went a little low in the first 2 episodes, and then I was a little high in this one. So I feel like I'm kind of locking in. I told Stars while you were in the loo, I was going to go off IMDb's photos for the episode to give me vibes for the pre-rating, because I don't want to be spoiled on actual plot points. I see Leslie Parrish is in this episode, who plays Carolyn Palamas in the original Star Trek.
Ooh.
Nice.
I'm going to see a giant word crunch. So there's got to be a great fight scene.
Oh yeah, we haven't had a fight scene
somewhere coming up. And Burge is still in this, so I think it's going to come together in the second half. I'm going to go 8. 8 Burgesses out of 10. Burgeye? What is the plural of Burge? Burgess.
Same as the
Burgesses.
Penguin. What's the plural of penguin? It's just penguin, isn't it?
Penguin.
Penguin.
It's penguins, you dork.
Yeah,
This is a plural.
Penguin Easy. Idle. Give me a pre-rating, please, if you would.
I'll go slightly low. I'll go with my comfortable 7. I feel like this is going to be... No, I'm going to go for a 7.5. I'm going to think it's going to be slightly better than that. I think it's going to be. We're going to have some fun here. I think we're going to see hopefully some more Burgess as well. I think maybe we'll get a nice cackling plot.
We had a good amount, but I feel like we
but...
need him to have a big mustache moment.
Yeah, something like that to sort of really cement him in there. So people go like, yeah, we want this guy back.
Yeah, because we need to see the reason. You can already kind of see the reason why he was so in high demand. Because guess what? He's Burgess fucking Meredith. But there has to be like a moment that kind of crystallizes him. So that'd be interesting. By the way, small note. Episodes 5 and 6 of Joker. So we're gonna hit the big trio.
That's good.
Right out the gate. That's good.
I mean, don't get Calendar Man.
Never seen. I think we probably will.
Was
I know
Victor
we get
Zsasz.
Not created yet. I'm going to go with a comfortable 8 on this. I feel like Otto's right in that the formula of these is that the first half sets you up and it's a little bit more grounded, and then the second half is where they blow you away with some ridiculous bullshit, the fight, some ridiculous chicanery. I'm optimistic. I think we're going to go for a solid 8, and I hope I'm lowballing it.
In which case, spool up your old VHS tapes that have been inexplicably taped off the television around your granddad's house, your DVDs, or whatever service you're streaming this off. We are going to start this episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, Batman. I hope this one works.
All right.
It didn't. It failed again. What the frick? Sorry. Why is it doing this?
How did you fix it before and then you broke it again?
It broke it again. I don't know. Right, let me try it again. Right,
who's claiming the rating code for this episode?
Oh, I don't know.
If you want to claim it, I'm happy to give it to you.
Yep, absolutely fine with that.
You'll be our shiller for the episode.
My imagination is failing me today. Right, okay. We are ready. Start again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh God, please work. Yeah, there we go.
There you go. In color.
I like doing it, but it actually distracts me from the episode because I move over to write something down and then I miss the insanity.
Okay.
A big come on.
I have to look at the narrator.
William Dozier, who I believe is one of the production company individuals.
Oh, the narrator?
This is such weird pacing as well. What am I doing here?
Hey, up.
Show us the
ambassador's flat jacket.
Nice legs. Wow.
Yeah, but he doesn't know French, so whatever.
Yeah. The cagey bird. Fucking guy.
It's like, we have 10 slides, fill them all. Okay.
I'll do my shortest line reads.
He actually looks a little bit like Ethan Peck, too, I feel like.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, Adam West, or?
Yeah, young Adam West.
I'm going to stare at Adam West a little bit until I work out.
I think it's in the mouth. Burt Ward.
Burt. Hey, Burt.
Burt.
Hey, Burt.
Hey, Burt.
Hey, Burt.
Yeah, the executive producer, he's the one doing narration.
Yeah, how's he going to do it?
All right, the slowest moving conveyor belt known to man.
What is that even for? In an umbrella industry, why do you need a furnace
with
a slow-moving conveyor belt?
Don't worry about it.
They said it was for the umbrella ribs.
Yes, that's how they forge metal at 10,000 degrees.
Yeah. They just kind of hold it toward it and go, yeah, there you go, it's made. Tempering furnace. Oh. Yeah, keep showing me that fire.
Good. Some good time filler here.
Wow, they're really killing time.
Not OSHA approved, by the way. Never OSHA approved.
Okay.
Everyone's just watching TV. Like, he's what, like a few rooms over? Just go and watch. You fucking...
Oh, right. So he's a conspiracy theorist. Oh, we got it. Alfred, are you a flat earther by any chance?
However...
Homing TNR.
Oh, look at the smoking shoes.
Oh, the smoking shoes. That's great.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah.
Well, he's a heavy sleeper.
I sure hope we don't do anything good.
Maybe you could go a little faster on the fucking escalator then.
Just roll off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can't you just roll off the edge?
I think he's like hooked to the conveyor belt or something like that. Oh. What's your solution here, Bruce? Oh, a lighter?
It's a Norelco razor.
A lifetime supply. A lifetime supply of butane gas.
You fool, that's the kind of lighter I have.
What? Would they not blow his feet off?
Yeah, that's I mean, if you're going to throw a lifetime supply of butane in there.
Of all the solutions I would have come up with, that was not on the list.
No.
See? You only have 2 goons?
He's just got out of prison.
You don't get a lot of money in the umbrella industry.
Yeah, clearly. Fucking dumb Alexa. Incredible.
And that'll really start worrying.
Oh, yeah, because they've been so useful so far.
Yes.
Hot diggity.
Nice cushions.
Yeah, I was going to say. Oh, more asbestos popped out of them when he landed on
I
it.
saw that. I like how he has to turn his whole head to look up. He's like...
Well, that's Batman Eternal. Yeah. To the service elevator.
Uh-huh.
Why don't they just use the elevator?
It's not as cool.
Actually, I'd love if Alfred climbed back up the bad pole.
It turns out Alfred's super ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep
much like that umbrella.
Yeah.
Alright, so what's the Batbrella gonna do?
I like that framing. In the middle of all the cages.
Nice tracking.
Oh, the roll top.
Loves him. Yeah. Oh, so that's classy. That's just a man whistling. Oh, jump in Jiminy.
This is how you solve crimes.
Yes.
Batman, are you high again?
Oh my god.
Just keep turning it. Just keep turning it.
Whoa.
What the?
Fuck.
What kind of leaps in logic?
What?
This is insane. Yeah, exactly.
Why would someone put jewels in a meteorite? Oh my god.
Yep.
That's it. It's a pretty simple plan.
Can you say that any more aggressively?
I love that he's like,
Oh, do this again.
It's just a load of assholes sitting around in costumes waiting for ideas. Oh my god. Of course.
But even on the Penguin side,
Notebook!
That's so stupid. Oh, we're back here again. Why does he work it like he's doing Braille?
What?
Sure.
Okay, that's my swear. That's what I swear on. That is so good. Wow.
Oh.
It is very Airplane of them.
Yeah. We should
stock footage.
Oh, you know what? Do Batman again, but make it like this. I wish. No one would ever make Batman like this again. Not... So, the one issue I see is that, like, he makes a plan for you, but then he's already working to counteract your plan.
No, you have the counteract of the plan. Unless it turns out Batman knew all along he was being listened to.
There's Palamas.
Give me my booze.
Fun
boy.
Magazine. Yeah. I read it for the articles, of course.
Oh.
Oh, I know him from Andy Griffith too.
Gosh.
What?
The Batmanga? It's just in the boot. I like that he decided to put on a little domino mask.
They'll never notice him.
That is a still picture.
No.
Oh, look, we are actually at night.
Batman at night, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's more like a bat mortar. I know that Batsuka sound anywhere.
The famous bat rope.
Bat's eye. Actually, it's exactly as Batman planned.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Look at him go.
Why is
You
she
can
just
get off the
laying
floor
on
now,
the
madam.
floor?
Yeah.
Look at the saxophone in the background. Wah, 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 wah. There's a sexy lady here.
Eek! I promise.
Mm.
can't be.
Wow. Enough of the negging.
That looked like shit. I don't know if that's the most secure line for that. Oh my god. Oh boy. Oh boy. I appreciate a penguin that's gonna get its hands dirty.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool.
That's actually a nice shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. That's really cool.
You can tell it's just a picture.
They just handle it really well, and the lighting is quite good. Yeah, time to play some gym rummy with my manager.
Did the penguin knows Batman's there?
Yes. Yes. All right. So what's the plan here? The penguin magnet.
Wow.
Not even a word. Not even a
Dude,
word.
She just sat down. Oh,
Wait,
nice.
Hang on. Right, okay.
Dude, this is getting lewd. Oh.
Oh no!
Oh.
What?
Penguin Ink?
Don't drop her, for God's sake. Oh my god. I somehow don't think it actually is.
This narration. No, no.
You see, the white umbrella stands for tungsten steel, which they used in the giant magnet. We should have known. I like how her legs are crossed. She's just lounging.
Yeah. That's a really bright suitcase.
The door.
Says he.
When and where?
Orphan.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
I like those Coke bottle glasses.
Oh no.
It's a good
I
laugh.
like that shot. Actually, that's a good shot.
Hmm. What a stately home. What a handsome race.
Well, he is worth a buck or two. Oh, no, that's too far. You don't fuck with Alfred.
Yeah. Yeah, no, if this was a modern production, like, that would get them killed.
Dude, Christian Bale would literally slaughter them with a knife.
Yeah.
Where's the cod piece?
Mm. That's a mannequin.
You can't really pop out of an armor, though. That would take a lot of getting in and out of.
Really in love with that knockout gas, isn't he?
Are those meant to be mannequins? They're very lifelike.
It's probably them. I think they're mannequins. Maybe I'm wrong. Or it'd be some kind of bat anti-anesthetic.
Why are they dragging her body around? What?
Well, because that's to swap the money for her.
Are they honorable criminals?
$18 hours?
How would you move to Alaska? Oh, he's the penguin.
Wait, he's the butler. Is he not meant to be the cleaning man?
Oh, he just answers the door.
And the phone.
And the phones, yeah.
Batman's hiding inside the suitcase.
So aggressive. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Wait, what exact same words?
Just tell him everything. It's fine.
I mean...
Oh, we're having a... Okay.
Oh my god.
I am down. What?
This is so lame.
What the?
The remote controlled umbrellas.
Oof.
Crunch.
Man, they are fucking this place up. I like it. Bam.
Wow, Burgess got some hair.
Zlonk.
Oh my god. Fucking Robin is such a dweeb. She's alive!
Wow.
Incredible.
Where's Aunt Harriet in
What?
the new Batman films?
Yeah. How do you know? Batman! mean, a gun would probably be pretty terrifying too. Oh.
Robbins and Jay, bird names.
Yeah.
Really.
You thought they'd be above such things?
Sorry, yeah. Shame on me.
Bro, what's the matter with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put your tongue away, Robin.
Oh no.
Uh-huh. Oh boy. So, I'll be back.
Oh boy.
Okay, right. It is time for. You know, it's amazing what you can find when you just search on YouTube for Batman dubstep remix, and that just the joys come up there.
I thought you made that.
No, I didn't make that one. No, I was lazy with this one.
No,
I made the Andromeda one.
No, because if you'd made it, it would have been a reggae remix.
That's true. Yeah. Anyway, we just watched.
That could be on the Trek Time Christmas album.
Indeed. Oh my god, yes. Right. Anyway, sorry, get distracted. Season 1, episode 4. The Penguins are Jinx, following on from our previous episode. Stars, take us away, please.
I have to say, it wasn't. We didn't get anyone dying in a nuclear pile.
No.
I feel like the show might have shot its rod a little bit early on. But that being said, it's still pretty stupid. I kind of want to just talk about that really ridiculous umbrella sword fight, because I feel like that was simultaneously a gag that went too far, but also didn't go far enough. I feel like we could have done an entire fight that was just the umbrellas.
All right, so Batman and Robin grab an umbrella, and they begin to listlessly joust. And then all of a sudden, Robin's arm is pulled up, and the umbrella floats away. And then the same thing happens to Batman. So what was that supposed to be? Are they like radio controlled? Is the Penguin, or do they have sentience and they floated away because they're in league with the Penguin? Like what is the explanation for why they just suddenly lost control of the umbrellas?
Maybe one of the goons accidentally pressed the button and it activated it. I'm not quite sure either.
It was the slide whistle operator's excuse just to go.
He was getting a lot of good work out of this one.
Yeah, this is definitely slide whistle heavy.
It was.
Yeah, I don't want to go too far, but like I definitely have my best gag in mind. But I'll let you carry on.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's locked and loaded. It's easy. I'll take it. I'll let you guys have it. So a little bit of trivia for you. In the original story in the comics, it's the meteorite that the Penguin attempts to steal instead of the kidnapping plot he pursues in this episode. I'm not quite sure why they decided to make that change. Maybe because they go all in on the jeweled meteorite and they make sure that it'd be a very, very attractive proposition. But no, we have to have our very attractive starlet because I don't know. I guess it gets people interested. Like if you're doing this for the family show, you need to get something to get the men interested as well, or burgeoning women.
So the way we got to that jeweled meteorite was they were staring at this umbrella for clues. They were rotating it like a kaleidoscope, and they go, he used the color purple. I know he's planning on stealing the jeweled meteorite. I'm like, what? How did you make that leap from the color purple on this umbrella to that must be the Penguin's plan?
That was so insane. That was like the most unhinged detective work I've ever seen.
It's genuine clown logic. Like it doesn't make any sense. But it's fine. How do we feel in terms of tameness here? Because I think we were all expecting a massive ramp up, and it did ramp up a little bit, but again, it wasn't quite as insane as the first episode kind of led us to believe.
Going to like the conclusion from the cliffhanger, with another favorite part of mine, which is. He flips out his lighter, to which the Penguin declares, "There's a lifetime's worth of butane in there." To which he just throws it in the fire and rolls off. Like, it was so lame.
It doesn't blow up his feet or anything.
No.
He saes, "I have the exact same lighter," which gave me Spaceballs vibes, where he's like, "I have that combination on my matched luggage." It was very...
What kind of idiot would have that code on their luggage?
Apparently they shop at the same supply store. Like, I have the same lighter. What?
Oh my god, incredible. You know what? I think you guys... Oh, there you go.
In answer to your question, I was let down by the pacing. I felt like a good 40% of the episode was just explaining what was going to happen in a few minutes, and then they went and did it. And it was like, it felt very rehashed. It slowed things down. I don't need like balls to the wall pacing, but when we're just staring at umbrellas for like 6 minutes, and then the Penguin repeats the same thing that the Batman just said, it's like, if this is going to be your payoff episode, like, do the exposition in the first half, set the crime up in the first half, and then just go hijinks in the second half. So we did get that great rappelling scene in front of the skyline, which actually was the best part of the episode, I thought.
It's funny they spend like the first 5 minutes of the episode of like slides of what's happened on the previous episode, of someone with the narrator going like, a devilish plot, an umbrella, a jewel. just narrating.
So their worst, most nefarious and awful thing lit, and it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, someone died in a nuclear... I'm never going to get over that. I'm just going to keep on bringing it up. Like, that's the benchmark. Like, are we ever going to get anything top like that? I don't know.
Well,
maybe someone get launched into the sun. I don't know. Yeah. So maybe someone get launched into the sun. We don't know.
So, all right. So we have the recap stuff at the top. We have the stock footage. And then we have, in this particular episode, the double plot explanation. And obviously a lot of that is just to save budget. Like, they can't burn through all these props in every single episode. What kind of ideas would you guys pitch if you're in the writer's room of how can we fill time here without burning too much budget? Because I thought it was pretty noticeable.
They could actually do some innovative detective work for a fucking change. Instead of just staring at an umbrella and making wild assumptions, they could definitely go around the scene of the crime and, like, spend some time around Miss, whatever her name was, Robin? No. What was the other bird pun her name was?
Miss J?
Yeah.
And,
There's definitely bird puns all over the place.
Well, Miss Robbins was the star, and then Mr. J was her manager, I think. Yeah.
Dawn Robbins.
That's right.
Dawn Robbins.
Yeah, they could spend some time going around her, her very immaculate studio, she was lounging gracefully, drinking Mai Tais or something, or whatever it was, while having a photo shoot. Being very glad.
If I was rolling around on shag carpeting.
I probably maybe would have gone with, instead of having Batman be the one to visit the factory, you have it be Robin, he gets in trouble. And then you have a moment where Bruce Wayne and... we don't actually get his real name in this. They go straight into the costumed alter ego. But Oswald Cobblepot, aka like the high society version of the Penguin, where they get to spar and joust and you can play that up a comedic effect, but still have a bit of drama to it. I'm always a sucker for the moment in superhero media where you have the superhero and the supervillain, and they're both in their alter ego, and neither of them know, or one of them does and one of them doesn't. Like, or maybe they both know, and they're just like kind of going back and forth. I always enjoy the tension of that and the double. And I feel like especially in a show like this is not afraid of a fucking double entendre or a pun. I feel like you could have a lot of fun with that. But
so
after
the heights of Moldavia in episode 1, I was hoping they would go international again and call someone in Britain, like the British police or whatever, and discuss the crime with them. Just because I want to hear someone say "bumbershoot" in this episode. I feel like that was a big missed opportunity. You have a two-parter all about umbrellas. Nobody said "bumbershoot," so.
The funny thing is that like you could absolutely get away with that very easily here because you just have to roll a bit of stock footage of like Big Ben and then cut to an interior shot that happens to just like Yeah, that looks exactly like the Gotham City police station, and then someone puts on a bad English accent, just like Chief O'Hara.
Chief
and you're
O'Hara.
set. Oh, safe preserve us. Fuck off.
We should call it the Batman.
And Cole Meany wants to kill you.
The Batman.
The Batman. Yeah, no, some of his line. You know what? That's the best fucking gag of the episode. So speaking of which, gentlemen, I can feel you gagging for it. Let's go for it.
Holy sardine!
He's not landing any punches.
Hand me down the shark repellent bat spray.
It's a tiny bit richer blend than you're used to, but you'll learn to love it.
I mean, let's face it. We're all going to say the same thing. We're all going to say the same thing here. And it's when he says, he'll pull all the umbrellas out of his evil villain's supply closet, and then it turns around and the evil villain opens the signage which says evil villain supply closet.
Storeroom.
Yeah, criminal storeroom. I was just like, that's brilliant. That was high point.
Gosh, yes. He's got all that equipment ready-made in his criminal storeroom.
Yeah.
It's a fiendish well-laid scheme, and they pan over. Look, all I'm going to say is, Stars, I implore you, for once, try not to be original. Just roll with the punches. There's no comparison in this episode. It was the best gag I've seen in any media for like months, maybe years. It was right out of like Leslie Nielsen was backstage writing this shit. It was so hilarious.
I really can't think of anything else that like comes even close. Like that is the kind of thing where if prior to watching this, if this had come over on my Twitter timeline, I would have seen it and I would have laughed for about an hour. Just like giggling to myself. It is perfectly pitched.
Okay, so sorry.
No, I'm just in awe of that joke. Whoever got, because like the process of writing that joke, someone was like, "Wouldn't it be funny?" And then someone else in the writers' room was like, "Yeah, it's pretty funny." And then they got it into the script, and then they were like, "Is it going to pass approval?" Yeah, it did. And it's like, and then it goes down to the prop maker, and then they go, "We want you to write a thing called criminal storeroom." It's like the criminals label it criminal storeroom, and it's like that's the gag, and they're like, "All right, Jimmy, that's what you're going for." They fix it up there, and then like Burgess Meredith probably comes in, sees it, laughs, and then they do the little thing. It's like perfection.
These two episodes are definitely the most like Zucker style airplane naked gun. Compared to the first two, which were like more wacky crazy. This definitely had the watch it 2 or 3 times and you'll pick out that like all the bird names, and the stuff in the background that's sort of more subtly funny as opposed to sort of outrageously funny.
So 2 days ago, there was a big boxing fight. It was 58-year-old Mike Tyson and 27-year-old Jake Paul, which the results of which is inconsequential. But before they went out, they did an interview with Mike Tyson backstage. Some guy's holding a microphone. You see Tyson from the waist up, and he's topless. He's going to go out and box. He probably got on his boxing shorts or whatever. So he asks him a few questions, and he gives this real like deadpan answer. Then he goes, "I love you, man." And the interview goes, "I love you," and he kisses him on the cheek. And Mike Tyson turns around and walks away. And the camera pans down, and you just see Mike Tyson's naked black ass because he's wearing only his weight belt, no trunks, like everyone thought he might be wearing. And that picture has been making its rounds on the internet, and I thought, oh my god, that is such a Naked Gun moment where they just pan over and see his naked ass. I'm like, oh, that is hilarious. So as soon as it must be something in the pan is like the special sauce because they pan over to criminal storeroom, and that's what made it so funny.
2 in the pan.
So you know what? Since we've all agreed this is the best gag, I want to shuffle us on too.
I swear to God.
Swear to me.
And
I swear. This actually has some genuinely really good cinematography in it. Because not just that pan, but the wide shot of the start of the fight, even if it was a little bit weirdly choreographed with the umbrellas going off. And I think all of us were like, that's genuinely really good, even though it's a very basic effect with the penguin and his goons rappelling across the street. Like, very basic effect. Like, I've seen that kind of thing in the original Mary Poppins. It's not complicated what they're doing there. But it's just done well.
It did look good. Definitely.
And it was especially considering the fact that I literally took them to task for the fact that this is the brightest Gotham City I've ever seen. And then they give us an actual night shot and they handle it quite well. It actually looks quite good. That's what I kind of appreciate about the show is that you mentioned that they're filling for time and trying to make the most out of the budget they've got. That money is on screen. You can see it. This is not a cheap-looking show. It looks good. And that's kind of the advantage of this kind of like pop party like style, where everything's bright and colorful and simplistic, and everything is exactly, literally what it's labeled as. It just sticks in the mind very, very beautifully. So that's my and I swear.
I swear that Robin is getting more aggressive with every episode. There are some points when he's sitting there doing his Jacob Jolliker's Batman, and at one point he's spitting out the words going like, "He's a heathen criminal! You need to go fuck him up, Batman!" It's like, Jesus Christ, calm down. Like,
well, there was a moment during the fight where he looked like he was... Yeah, he did look like he was, like, thirsting for the violence.
He's like sitting on the table going, "Yeah, get him."
Gee willikers, let's stick a knife in that pig, Batman. Whoa, calm down, buddy.
So calm down, old chum.
It's time we got you back on the French lessons, Bert. Let's go.
Old man.
For real. With all those hors d'oeuvres, he's having nightmares.
Oh my god.
I swear, I've underrated prop work in movie and TV. In the TV show, Whose Line Is It Anyway? My favorite game is actually props, where they just get some random thing and they go back and forth thinking of as many goofy things as they can. And everyone knows actors love props. It gives them something to do, something to fiddle with while they're acting. The props here actually, they far surpass a lot of current... nowadays they just throw a load of CG at something and call it a day.
Yeah.
But the messing around with the physical props actually, I think, elevates in a way that they just don't do anymore. If you watch modern television, they don't have as many props, I feel like, as they did back then. You had to interact with the set. You couldn't just, fix stuff in post afterwards. So.
No, I think you're probably right, actually. Like, that's something we always appreciate about, like, TOS. And it's like, if you can't rely on CG, and guess what? You just straight up can't interact with CG. This is something we talked about with the Species 8472 episode of Star Trek we did recently, where it's like, that's a great design, but you can't interact with it physically in the same way. It's really not like the technology of the time. Maybe nowadays you can get away with it a bit better because you've got motion capture and all that. But like, over time, like he says, this is 1966 TV show budget. They're using it extremely well. Like, there's a bit of a trivia that I picked up, which is that because of the great prop work, a lot of the props you see in this were reused in other series, like Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, Lost in Space, Time Tunnel, and Land of the Giants. It's like, if you make a good prop, especially if you're a big production house, you can just reuse that over and over again. Like, God knows that Star Trek was reusing those two red lights from, like, Wrath of Khan's, like, regular space laboratory for, like, 40 years before they finally got rid of them. No one had any idea what they did, but they were good props.
I mean, go and just check out George Hildebrand's accounts on Blue Sky and Mastodon to know where all the props come from. Like, they're very good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Man, this episode. All right. I think it's about time we address, because this one I feel like has an escalation.
In an age when that technology should be able to clothe and feed all of them, they should live like this.
You have failed this city.
I just wanted to say that I'm really
Sorry?
Yeah. Woo! I did it.
Yeah. Kind of sounds like Macho.
Will Arnett is a little bit. I think Will Arnett was kind of getting that.
By the way, in the Lego movie, the really's go on for about 45 seconds. I had to trim that down a lot to get that in for the...
Guess what? The gag's only funny if you expedite it. So I think this is our first instance of an actual civilian being like menaced by a villain here. Like actually, like they're part of the plot rather than we need to clear the room, get everyone with laughing gas or whatever. So I feel like this is a bit of an escalation. But it's like she was in such little danger that like also you caught on the fact that she literally has her legs crossed on the thing while she's tied up and
lounging. Yeah.
I feel like this Gotham is a nice place to live, honestly. Fine. Like, as long as you avoid the one place that like Batman and whatever villain like are doing stuff that day, you literally live a normal, wonderful life.
Even that's street entertainment. Let's look at what Batman's not doing. He's not taking out the drug addicts because there aren't, or the drug dealers because there aren't any. He's not taking out like the real penguins out there. The people that are doing like high crime. He's not doing like the the mainstream crime, like saving people who are being like, you know, tortured, abducted, this kind of stuff. He's just giving people ideas to rob things involving his own house. Like, he literally sets up half the crime in his own place and has a little bash about with a few umbrellas. Like, it's fairly... But Gotham's great. Like, what utopia is this Gotham?
If you watched a dozen of those true crime, like ransom things, I bet 9 or 10 of them would end with, and the person captured was never seen again. Like, they dumped the body or whatever. Not only was the ransom paid in full, $2 million, like they were happy to give that money to get Dawn Penguin, whatever the fuck her name is, back. The bad guys literally carry her in and gently sit her down on this like velvet fainting couch, and then pick up the money and leave. And it's like, wow, this was a very business oriented deal. Like, it went down nicely. No one.
Criminals with honor.
After Auntie Harriet catches Alfred with her, that's the scandal of the Wayne household that wasn't played up. She's like, the things that I've seen.
The walls have eyes.
When are we getting that Aunt Harriet-centric episode where Batman and Robin get indisposed? She has to solve the crime.
That's what's happening. Isn't it? That's how it happens.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
Ed is right. This is the better class of criminal that Gotham deserves, and we've lost that by the time Bale comes around.
Yeah, thanks, Heath Ledger. So, yeah, no, like, this is a nice Gotham to live in. Like, it's bright as hell. It's so clean. Everyone's really nice. It's multicultural. Like, crime... If there's any kind of normal crime going on, like violent crime, we don't see any of it. Batman doesn't even give a fuck, like you said, Idol. Like, I live in this Batman... Because, like, every now and then they'll make references to this stuff in the comics. Like, very recently, like, the Batman in the comics visited this Batman and literally borrowed his bat shark repellent. And it's like, I have to imagine if you wander around in his Gotham for like 5 minutes, you're like, is this even Gotham?
Yeah.
Is this even the same place? Like, it doesn't seem remotely like the hellhole it's in any other adaptation. Like, even in like Batman vs Superman, where they basically just turn it into like New York or whatever, it just looks like any other like metropolis, but kind of shitty. And it's like, here it's like, this is a city of the future. It's bright. It's
where's the
Falcons?
Where's the gangs?
They're fine, upstanding citizens in this version, probably. Like,
all right, here's a thought exercise. If you were captured by the Penguin and you had to set your own ransom, what is the maximum amount you would set that you think Batman would be willing to pay to get you back safely?
Well, Batman's paying my ransom.
Yeah, as a citizen who he's never met. You know, how much do you think he would...
Adam West Batman, like, anything I want, like, he will do. He's not the smartest of fellas.
He's committed. He's committed.
The smartest.
He's got a lifetime supply of butane in his pocket, like, you know.
Well, because, you know, $2 million's a lot, but Dawn was famous. We're not famous, so we'd have to bump down the price a little bit.
I'll lowball and I'll say I'm probably worth 100,000, maybe.
Okay, I was going to go half that, 50,000. I wouldn't pay that much for me, so
whatever my life insurance is rated at, I think.
Tree face.
Tree face.
You just look and you see that it's been increased. Hang on a minute.
Yeah. By the way, Aviva.
All right. Yeah, don't.
I can show you my rating code.
Schiller rating 3.5. Associational rating norm -3. That's much too low a rating.
It's not accustomed to seeing an unsatisfactory rating on a member of my crew.
Now, I believe Auto. Do you have one locked and loaded?
I had a bit of a tough time with it. I found it a fairly dry episode overall. I was going to go with squandered supplies of compressed butane, but instead, actually, the biggest shocker moment of the episode for me was how many games of word association detective work out of 10 would you rate this episode?
Oh my god, that's a good one.
Right, it's a good one.
Idle, you go first.
Yeah, not as good. I think, like, low-key best funny moment with the supplies closet, but overall just a bit weird. I mean, just the fact,
supplies!
Like, you know, literally Batman and Robin going, blue. My car is blue. He's stealing a car. You know,
I know that was so.
That just sucks on every level. Like, that's not even like. Okay, the Adam West Batman is lauded for being campy and just, like, stupid, but, like, you always assumed he had a bit of intelligence to him. This is just dumb as anything. the stakes were kind of like you say, like with the temperature check. The stakes were just kind of like, yeah, they're there. They've abducted a lady, but what are they going to do with her? Just treat her to a nice time, keep her knocked out, and then just make sure she's comfortable.
Make bird puns.
Exactly. And even if she didn't get ransomed, she'd probably join them because she's so bored of her rich celebrity life. She's waiting for something interesting to happen. So she'd probably join them and then fall into a nuclear reactor sometime in the future. And that cycle continues over and over again. So I'm going
to the plot twist that the nuclear reactor is fueled by people.
Soylent nuclear. Okay, I'm gonna give this a 6. It was enjoyable, but it wasn't. I think we're sort of set a kind of a bit more of a low bar. I was a bit like, yeah.
Also,
6 games of word association detective work.
There you go. Thank you. It's an important that we get the rating code down.
It is.
Also, how many detective games of word association?
Sheila rating, so stupid. This is the first episode that disappointed me. Like I said, they explain the plot and then they go do the plot. Probably half the episode was either just talking about what's about to happen or stock footage or, recapping last episode. And I also didn't like the way that they just explained how he outwitted Penguin. He's like, yes, you repeated my words in a phone call, and that's how I knew, and that's how I outsmarted you. And I'm like, what? They should have set up like the gotcha moment of him like recording him or something, play it back for the audience. It felt a little bit episode 1 where he's like, oh yeah, I used my secret laser watch while you were asleep in my car, but no one saw it and we didn't show it on TV. It's like, well, you can't. That's a little bit too get out of jail card for me. So I'll probably stick with integers in this series because it's so damn easy. Shy porn, what a cop out that you never do fractions. And I'm going to go with 4 games of word association detective work. It wasn't a bad episode, but I would say it's on the wrong side of cromulently, scrumptiously watchable for me.
Yeah, I was hoping for a bit more hijinks, like specifically on the high. This was a little bit too grounded. Like, if we're doing the 66 camp, I want the camp. Like, I want something a little bit more like the first episode. I'm hoping that it's just because it's adapting a bit from the comics. And that the original material is going to be a bit more ridiculous. I hope that's the case. Because I did still have a good time with this, but I don't know if I'd watch 120 episodes of this. That being said, I did have a really good time. Adam West is great. He's just good quality. The police are wonderfully inept.
There's no thing is back to my earlier point. There's no crime in this city, so they've not been trained for anything, have they? So they just wear nice suits.
Because the criminals are even more incompetent than the cops. That's the only reason there's not more crime.
No, you know what it is? It's that bit in fucking what's the movie? Demolition Man, where Simon Phoenix wakes up in the future and like he starts killing people, and then Rob Schneider is like a police officer. He's like, "We're police officers. We're not trained to handle this."
Rob Schneider.
Art imitates life.
If you haven't seen Demolition Man, go and watch Demolition Man. But yeah, guess what? Burge is married. There wasn't as much of the Burge as I wanted to. Yeah. I hope that they drilled down on him. I think they realized what they've got on their hands and bring him back. Because that bit of trivia where they said that they kept on having scripts ready for him, I'm hoping they kind of realize that they've got a diamond here and they need to let it shine. That being said, great prop work, good cinematography, well produced. I laughed. I was having a decent time. I'm probably a bit more up on this one than you guys are, so I'm going to give this a perfectly happy 7 detective games of word association out of 10.
Fantastic. Well, this brings this to a 5.7, our lowest rated episode yet of the. I believe we're doing this full 6, are we? Or are we?
It's not a funeral. It was a watchable episode.
Yeah, it was fine. We'll be back next week with some more of this. So if you're enjoying Batman and all our usual shenanigans on the Discord and things like that, go on.
Well, we're going to get the Joker next episode, so I'm hoping that'll bring the zaniness.
Please, someone read out the terrible IMDb description of this episode.
Oh, I hope it's awful. Come on, IMDb, don't disappoint me here. You better not. All episodes, number 5. The Joker is wild. The Joker decides to fight fire with fire against Batman with a utility belt of his own. Okay.
Okay.
That sounds promising. I want the Joker utility belt. That sounds hilarious.
I kind of hope they have a utility belt off of some description.
Oh, come on, you gotta.
It's going to be something attached to a giant spring that pops out and waves back and forth, you know.
We've got to have it. We've got to have it. Oh, I'm excited for that now. I'm
well.
pepped. I'm ready.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. We will see you next time. And as always, stay groovy, baby. Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, God.
Stay on.
Well, I was thinking about Tahiti. What do you have in mind?
I was thinking about dinner at my place about 8 o'clock. Why don't you make it 7? You can help me find a place to kill some new plants.
Hey, wait a minute. How do I know you can cook?
Hooker, trust me.
Trust me. Now, where have I heard that before? Oh, come on.